So whenever it comes to booleans, you can just, in this case, I'm just going to Shift D, duplicate this cube, and then Shift select the main shape. I'll press Q, and we'll just use a difference operation. So whenever you perform a Boolean operation object mode, you can press F9, and there's a option here that'll let you choose the type of operations being performed. It'll let you select if sorting is enabled, if you have parenting to parent the shape to the object. All sorts of options are available. However, if we go in edit mode and we Shift D, duplicate this cube, and we were to press Q and go under Booleans and perform a difference, we press F9, we see that there's not a lot of options when it comes to edit mode and booleans. So this is something that we've sought to address. So I'll just minimize this version of Blender. And now we can see that if I were to tap into edit mode and we Shift deduplicate this and just press Control numpad minus to just perform a Boolean operation, we can press F9 and we see that as of Blender 2.91 and higher that there's an option between the fast and exact solver that can be useful. There's an option for keep cutters in case you want to keep your cutter and then reuse it somewhere else, and press Control numpad minus and continue reusing the same cube in edit mode in order to perform the operation. So we can see that the shape never disappears unless I turn off keep cutters, and then we can see that it does go away. However, it also has caused a little bit of an issue here in edit mode. In fact, to resolve that, let's just select this edge selection and just Control X dissolve it. In fact, I'm not sure what this edge is connected to or this one. They're both quite strange, and we'll have to go. So we'll just press M, merge these at last, and we'll just select these two and just merge those and try to dissolve it. And it seems like it's still giving us a hard time with removing that. And part of Blender are these kind of curiosities that can happen when it comes to edit mode. However, I spent a large part of my day actually attempting to break down why these sort of issues occur and understand what pitfalls get in the way of users. So now we're back to where we started. I can Shift right click, place my cursor, and then bring in another cube, and when we press Control numpad minus, we see that we're able to have the cutter disappear, which is the normal expected behavior. But sometimes it'll get a little weird if you choose to keep cutters and then you try to turn it off in the middle of the operation. So here we are able to use it, but if we go in the F9 and we choose to turn it off, then in this case it actually worked. But let's turn it back on, and it looks like it's just going to make a fool of me. So I guess that's life. But just letting you know that now in edit mode, whenever you perform booleans, there's now an option that you can bring up with F9 after the operation to allow you to change the options that are probably pertinent to your experience. Sometimes using exact in cases where it's not necessarily called can give you rather undesirable results. So it was rather imperative that we had this first and foremost in front of the user for them to quickly change on the fly when applicable.